Hello everyone, Robert Rambles here, and welcome back to World of Warcraft, the Burning Crusade Classic, and our Troll Shaman playthrough. Thank you all for clicking on the video and joining me today. I think we're going to start things off by kind of tackling these in quest level order. I think what I want to do is come down all the way to the south here. We'll pick up Pyrewood Ambush, and then we'll kind of just work our way back north through the zone. We'll hit up the Dalaran Crate for border crossing. We'll work our way through the mine for the head of Grimson, Ergel's Folly, and we'll wind up back here at level 16 quest, the Decrepit Ferry. And yeah, that's the plan. We've got our ribbon dance buff at 56, so that is going to be pretty decent, but I think first we're going to tackle the long run to the south here. We've also got to get Berard's journal from back in the Pyrewood village, so we will do that as well. Some Wrath of the Lich King news came out. I believe it was the 22nd. Today's the 26th, so I kind of missed it until the day before yesterday. But there's an official Blizzard article that you guys might be interested in checking out. It kind of details their design philosophy behind their plans for Wrath Classic, which is basically boiling down to like some changes. Like they're doing some changes to itemization. I think they're trying to make some changes to like maintain the classic spirit of the game and also perhaps set it up so that they can do like a Wrath Classic Plus, where they can kind of extend the life of Wrath, maybe with different seasons, maybe with different content, new content potentially. They didn't explicitly say any of that, but they are doing a lot of quality of life stuff to kind of make it perhaps a longer experience than TBC has been. I think because they understand that for most people, our interest in Classic kind of stops with Wrath. I'm not interested in seeing a Cataclysm Classic. I love the original Cataclysm Heroics, but I don't think I would want to really live through a full Cataclysm Classic because the Cataclysm Heroics were nerfed immediately. I think they lasted like 2 weeks into the game launch. And they already nerfed them. I remember having to use CCs, you know, for the first time in a while, like actually having to CC stuff and mark the pulls, and it was a lot of fun. But, yeah, not really something that I would want to experience again. And I think a lot of people fall into that boat, into that category. So I think that they're trying to come up with ways that they can kind of extend the life of Wrath, especially a lot longer than TBC seems like it's going to last. And yeah, Wrath Classic Beta is ongoing. So right now, if you haven't checked your browser, if you've been opted in to the Wrath Classic Beta and you haven't checked your browser recently, you should check that. I didn't get invited yet, but doesn't mean that you haven't. Check the drop down in your browser, see if you can install the Wrath Beta client. I'm fine if I don't get into beta. I don't really want to play a lot during a beta. I just kind of want to save myself for, you know, the eventual pre-patch and launch. Another really interesting thing that they are doing is that they're going to be giving, and it's funny because I talked about this like last week in a video, and I kind of ruled out that they would do it. I didn't think they would do it, but they are going to be offering an experience buff on all TBC servers a few weeks leading up to pre-patch. We need to go a little bit further south. Oh, it's in the village, okay. But yeah, experience bonus, 50% experience buff. They said at least a few weeks prior to the Wrath pre-patch, and then going through the Wrath pre-patch. Even on the fresh start servers, everyone will have access to this experience buff. So whether you're going to continue on a TBC server, which will become a Wrath server, or you're starting fresh on one of the fresh start Wrath servers, everyone is going to benefit from a 50% experience boost. This will start for TBC servers some weeks before pre-patch. And thinking about when we might see a pre-patch, I don't know, I would kind of expect to see a pre-patch, if it's going to be a 4 to 6 week pre-patch, maybe by the end of August? Like, I try to think about it. They want to get Dragonflight out by December of 2022. And I don't know how you give Wrath enough time to breathe and enough time to like get that player base that they want to play retail, but they will play Wrath. I don't know how you get those people without giving enough time for Wrath to really like breathe and get its legs under it. So I would kind of expect to see Wrath full launch sometime in September. Which means pre-patch in August. Which means 50% experience buff a few weeks before that, so maybe by the middle or end of July, we could be getting a 50% experience buff on all TBC servers. When I think about that, and this kind of happened to us in Season of Mastery, when I think about an upcoming experience buff, like when I know that Blizzard is about to give a huge experience buff, kind of demotivates me to play low-level characters. Does that make sense? You know, because we're putting this effort in, and let's say the bonus experience starts in 3 weeks. It's going to be so much faster. I mean, it's 50%, which is it's pretty huge. For instance, Season of Mastery only got a 40% increase to experience given from quests. And that was only 40. So if they're doing 50%, we're talking about 50% of the TBC base values. And keep in mind, the TBC base values for experience given per quest are higher than the vanilla base values were. So if we're getting 50% on the TBC quest experience, that's going to be quite a bit. So when I think about that, I'm tempted to kind of continue on what I was doing before, which is I'm pushing the warrior because I really want to get the warrior into Outland. I want to experience a big chunk of Outland. So I'm not really interested in having an experience buff on the warrior. I want to get the warrior leveling done by the time the experience buff happens. Because I don't want to miss a big chunk of Outland just because of an experience buff.
What is it?
Pyrewood Ambush. You got here just in the nick of time. The Pyrewood Council will be returning any moment. Erigel has other matters to tend to in his keep. He uses the council as mere puppets to keep the mindless minions of Pyrewood under his control. But I believe that without the guidance of the Pyrewood Council, the sons of Erigel will turn against their master. I cannot handle them all by myself. I need you to help me. Together we can lay waste to the council for Lady Sylvanas.
Trust no one.
Let's do it. Let's get some totems out. Maybe not yet. We could get Rockbiter going, though. That would be really smart. We could re-up our strength potion here. That could be smart. Let's do this, and this, and let's get into it. But yeah, what surprised me, I mean, I'm surprised in general about the experience buff. Because I thought they would want people on the fresh start servers to just have kind of like a more classic experience. But yeah, it's just that, you know, we're going to get those fresh start servers and we're going to have a 50% experience buff on them. So that's going to be huge. It's going to be absolutely huge. It obviously makes the concept of like leveling up a paladin really, really conceivable. I mean, if we have a 4-week pre-patch and we have a 50% experience buff, and if that 50% experience buff is at the Wrath values of that at that point, then that's going to be a huge buff. So honestly, like, unless you have a character that's in Outland right now, I would strongly advise waiting until they push out the experience buff to the TBC servers before you level a character up. At this point, if you're not actively playing, I would kind of almost recommend just waiting for the fresh start servers for Wrath to pop open, unless you have a character existing on a server that you really like, you have a lot of resources there, then just wait for the experience buff to hit the TBC servers. But if you're coming into the game fresh,
I haven't got all day.
Or you want to get on a new server, just wait until the fresh start servers open up. Let's see here. You fought like a true disciple of the Dark Lady. With the council dead, perhaps we can gain control of this town once and for all and drive Erigel from Shadowfang Keep. Maybe. What do we want to grab here? Probably not a lot that we need. Oh, those are nice, but intellect and strength, or strength and agility. I'll keep the intellect, I think, for now.
Embrace the shadow.
we can see what they look like. They're just brown pants like you might expect them to be. That was a lot of guys. I think that maybe that could have got overwhelming if we weren't kind of out-leveled for this little bit. And we need to work our way back here to get Berard's journal. I'm actually pretty happy for the experience buff, to be honest. Like I said, it does kind of make me not want to push with my lower level characters right now, but ultimately, with all the things that I'd like to play in Wrath, it really helps me think that yes, I can get characters prepared with plenty of time. Because I do have a lot of classes that I would like to play. There might come a time when we kind of have to decide what we want to raid on, but we'll be able to do heroic stuff and some pugs on every class, I think. Alright, we'll do a stone claw here. I'm glad that this inn still has the inn music, as if it were like a friendly inn on the Alliance side. That's fun. And here we go. Here's Apothecary Berard. He has had a hard time of things. Obviously, he's not feeling like himself recently. I do worry that having a big experience boost like that on fresh start servers might kind of gimp the economy a little bit. Like, it might take a little bit longer for the economy to get on its feet. If people are going through levels really quick, they're not spending as much time in lower level areas farming resources, and they don't need those resources as much because they're out leveling content. Like, yeah, it's kind of weird. It's a weird position, but I'm sure they've like gone through the numbers and really put their brains into it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure there's a reason why it will still be okay. I think that's everything we need from here. Yeah, it seems like we're good. The turn-ins up there are just ones going into, or maybe even inside of, Shadowfang Keep. Not quite ready to do Shadowfang Keep yet. I'd like to do it at like level 21 would be a good time. And hey, there's level 19, which reminds me, I don't even think I trained level 18. Not that I'm really worried about it right now, we're out-leveling a lot of these guys, but I do need to get that done. So that's the last point in Thundering Strikes. Which means our next points, I kind of have to decide if I want to go into shield spec. I kind of think I do. I like using a one-hander and shield. I just like that it makes us a little bit beefier. We're still dealing pretty decent damage. I mean, granted, we're fighting low-level stuff, so it's kind of hard to tell. But the goal is always to kind of be fighting enemies that are a little bit underneath us when we can. Obviously, I don't think I can, like, two-shot everybody. But hey, I'll take it. Picked up a scroll of intellect there that we'll go ahead and use. Alright, I don't really want to do this yet. It's level 21. But part of me says you're down here. Yeah, well, let's hold off on it. Yeah, I feel like we'll be coming back to the south for a few more quests, and holding off on it might be beneficial. We could probably do it. I mean, even if there were like level 21 or 22 enemies, we could probably be okay. But I think we're going to be coming back down here for, Dalaran wizard stuff, maybe? Getting, amulets or pendants or something off of them. So, and that'll be kind of in the same area, so I think I'm going to wait. We're going to come up here to Border Crossing and get the Dalaran crate. And then we'll venture into the mine and get the Head of Grimson. That sounds like a decent plan. I do have to turn this in the Undercity. That would be a great idea to do that while the quest is still green. I don't know. Those might be better. Agility, stamina, and spirits. They look cool. So maybe we'd like to have those. So these guys are gonna run pretty quick. It might be smart to think about Earthbind Totem if we need it. Obviously, Earthshock makes these guys pretty simple to deal with. We just kind of wait for them to get at the end of their cast. And then interrupt them right at the end of their cast. The only thing that could happen is, yeah, eventually we'll catch a resist and one of these guys will resist us, but... they're not going to deal a lot of damage to us either way, I don't think. See, there was our resist, but we got a crit immediately after, so I'll take it. Prying open the lid of the crate, you find an assortment of carefully packed objects. On the top of the crate lies a bundle of maps, yellowing with age, that appear to depict Silverpine Forest and other parts of the western Lordaeron. Underneath the maps is a mysterious-looking magical pendant. You quickly remove the pendant from the crate and replace the lid. Okay. I don't know why we had to do it quickly. Some free bear pelts? I don't mind if I do. Do I have this set to show skill ups? I thought I did. Maybe we're just not getting skill ups. Yeah, it's likely that we're just not really often getting skill ups here. But yeah, I think I'm going to still keep pecking away at the Shaman here. I don't want to fall out of the class. Like, I want to stay familiar with it. I want to stay current with it. I do want to be playing it from time to time while I focus on the Warrior. But with wanting to get the Warrior to Outland and now knowing that they're going to provide this experience bonus in the near future, it does kind of make me not want to push as hard. I'm sure you guys can probably understand that. It's like the experience is what matters, but if the experience to more current content can be shorter, then that is okay. Like, I would, instead of playing a bunch of hours now, we can play a little bit now, and then, you know, when we play later, we're just going to be getting that extra experience. Okay, and reminding myself here that we can skin these worgens, so we'll be doing that. Thank you for the fortitude, I appreciate that. Oh, the music is really cranking out here, isn't it? Somebody left a lot of leather sitting around. I have to assume that if this person had skinning, they would be actively skinning some of this stuff. They're cannibalizing some of it. I could have just interrupted that, I guess. Oh, this is not a very deep mine at all. I thought this was going to be a little bit more of a delve. Somebody just completely obliterated this whole entire cave. And these guys are coming up, back up into the world pretty fast here. It's a little bit too loud today almost. Don't think I changed anything. Maybe it's just this particular music track is very obtrusive. Alright, this guy is not up right now, so let's go back outside and see what we can fight out there. See what we can skin out there. Yeah, it's weirdly looping this one part of the music track. It's kind of strange, actually. With this respawn rate, this guy should be back up in there any minute. By the time we go back in there, everything might have respawned. Which I'm kind of okay with. I mean, it's basically free skinning. If this guy would loot, which he's, like, maybe he's taken to not looting because we were skinning. Yeah, he hasn't looted many of these. But I'm gonna skin the ones that I can. Looks like he is going around and looting them. Maybe not. Maybe his inventory's full. We've definitely experienced that before. We're good for today, though. Yeah, I still don't see the named guy. Hmm. But the respawn rate is not being shy about dropping these guys on us, but it hasn't spit back out the named guy yet for whatever reason. Oh, here he is. I just kind of want to get out of the cave of the looping music. We'll do this. Alright, let's head north and we will investigate the decrepit ferry. Back to like a more normal music that we are used to hearing. Turn this back up a little bit. Alright, we've got some undead over here, level 15. Let's go check the corpse-laden boat. Great. Heaped within this boat is a pile of wrapped corpses, and looking east across Lordomere Lake, an opposing dock on Fenrir Isle can be seen. The fate of the corpses must lie on Fenrir Isle. Among the corpses, a hand protrudes, unwrapped. It is the hand of a woman, pockmarked from the plague, but relatively fresh. On the hand is a ring. Removing the ring and inspecting it reveals an engraving. For Delia. We should go over here. And wait, do we have this guy's head, or do we have to get his head? Huh. I think his head has a chance to drop off of any of the gnolls over here. Fenwick, Thatros, I don't know what we need you for, but we're going to leave you alone for right now. Let's go kill a couple of these gnolls, and we'll see if maybe we can get them to drop the item. And then if we want, we can just hearth back to the sepulcher. We don't have anything else to take care of up here right now. Though I'm pretty sure we get a different quest to come here and fight these gnolls at some point. So we won't spend a lot of time here, we'll just fight a few of these guys and see. And there we go. You don't look like a rawhide. Good, I had lost hope. My name is Alaric, and I was once Thule's head servant and bodyguard. He used his magic to protect me from the plague of undeath, but instead his spell gave me an unlife from which I cannot escape. And after creating the curse Rawhide Gnolls, Thule beheaded me, and gave my head to the Gnolls as a plaything. Please, take me to my body. I believe the Gnolls buried it here on Fenrir Isle, near the stable in an unmarked grave. Yeah, okay, we can do that. It's not going to be too hard to, like, carve away through these guys. Even if we have to come back here later, that is absolutely okay. I just love pressing the buttons on the shaman. It's just fun to play, so... if I have to fight more, that's absolutely fine by me. We can lay down some additional firepower here. These guys are at level 17. Just gotta make sure we cancel the additional firepower when we don't need it, because it will go ahead and pull everything around it. We do have a level 23 Blood Elf Paladin here. Let's not take a 3 pull, let's grab this guy on his own if we can, then we'll take this 2 pull. Whoops. That was a misclick. See, this thing had targeted somebody somewhere. Don't know who, don't know where, but it had targeted somebody. Ooh. I thought we could get by you. That shows what I know. Let's go ahead and we'll get a little bit of mana back. It's the first time we've had the drink the whole time so far, so that's pretty good. Let's see, the sun is starting to get lower and lower in the sky here. It is 8 o'clock in the evening, not in the morning. It's not often that I'll get on at this time of day to do much, but I did really want to get on the shaman today and do a little bit. Even after hearing about the experience boost, like I said, I really enjoy the class. I don't want to fall out of it, so... expect regular but not daily uploads. Rusting in pieces, this grave was hastily dug. Thank you, I had feared the gnolls had destroyed my body. It's good to know they did not. I know of a hidden niche within the keep that holds an item dear to Thule and his old colleagues. It also holds something you might find useful. Take me there. The alcove is in the southwestern tower of the keep, behind a dusty shelf. Take my body, but leave my boots. They never fit me anyway. Southwestern tower. Okay. That's cool, we can do that. Come up here with us, shall we? Okay. Well, that was a pretty big resist. Another big resist on Flame Shock there. We're just not having a lot of luck with our Flame Shock hitting. Another resist on Earth Shock. These guys have a lot of nature resist. That is incredible. Well, after that, we are going to need to eat and drink. Oh, good. The Fire Totem is doing its thing, and we have... Well, it shot, but it didn't aggro. I think I de-clicked it at a moment where the casting animation had gone off, but it didn't actually connect. That was probably really lucky. Stoneclaw Totem is probably the most overpowered tool in Classic. It's such an easy reactionary crowd control, whereas like you can sheep something in a reactionary way, but you have to cast sheep. Oh shit. So there's a bug in here or something, right guys? I mean, we just pulled all these guys by standing here? I don't think so. I don't think so. It's gotta be a bug. What happened here? What is this about? What is going on? If anybody can explain to me what in the hell just happened, I would love to know. Somebody did something, and I don't think it was us. Okay. Yeah, I think we are going to come back to that one. Something really weird happened there. I don't think it had anything to do with us, judging by how far they had run away from the place. We'll revisit that one at a later time. Have you learned anything? Maps and this pendant. Interesting. Take the pendant to Dalar Dawnweaver. Perhaps he can shed some light on the wizard's plans.
Trust no one.
Okay. Dalar is right over here.
Hello.
Interesting. More machinations of the Kirin Tor, it would seem. This is a powerful artifact. It was used frequently by powerful wizards of the Kirin Tor to channel magical energies. That they are delivering so many to Ambermill indicates that they must be undergoing a project of some magnitude. I will see if I can pierce their shields and ascertain their intent. Of course, how could I have forgotten? Ambermill is one of the sites earmarked by the Kirin Tor, noted because it houses a dormant ley energy node. The wizards must be planning to reactivate the node and use its energies for some greater purpose. We cannot allow this to happen. It will take a great amount of power to activate the area's ley energies. We can stall them by taking the pendants away from their wizards.
Beware the living.
Okay, Ergil's Folly. Excellent, the mine will provide superb resources for our forces as we spread through Silverpine and into Azeroth. Into Azeroth, guys. Into Azeroth. As my understanding of Ergil's magic grows, so does my disdain for the hapless fool. I am close to completing my research on his so-called remedy. My knowledge will be complete when I learn what enchantment is causing the strange behavior going on in Pyrewood Village. By day, the peasants appear to be human, but when the sun goes down, the folk turn into Moonrage Worgen. I need to draw energy from the enchanted shackles Ergil cast on them, bring me 6 enchanted Pyrewood shackles.
Our time will come.
Alright, this stuff is going over here.
Speak quickly.
Ill news you bring. If Delar is correct, and I've no reason to believe that he isn't, we must move quickly. I must confer with him on our plan of attack, but in the meanwhile, we have to delay their progress. Delar is attempting to locate the source of the wizard's spellcasting. For now, we'll have to slow their progress in any way we can. The conjurers, mages, and protectors are no doubt carrying pendants. Remove and retrieve them.
Our time will come. What now?
Apothecary Berard's journal. Why, you are quite brave. Now let's see what Berard was up to before he went mad. According to Berard's journal, the moss from lakes, skulkers, and creepers might prove useful for our quest to brew a new plague. Those beasts dwell on the islands in Lake Lordimir to the east. He also mentions a very rare hardened tumor that he discovered on a vile fin murloc. Apparently the tumor is so rare Berard was only able to obtain one. Collect samples of the moss as well as the rare hardened tumor and take them to Master Apothecary Farinal.
Goodbye.
Alright.
What is it?
You say that this ring was worn by a woman recently killed? The only nearby source of such a body would be the mass graves in Tirisfal. The Rothhide Knolls must be taking those corpses to Fenrir Isle. Before we launch an assault on Fenrir Isle, we must determine who is behind the Rothhide Knolls. Our apothecaries believe their origin lies within the strange fluid that flows through their bodies. Go to Fenrir Isle, east of Decrepit Ferry, and collect Rothhide Ichor. So yeah, when we go back, we'll be doing this one.
Beware the living.
And that'll make more sense. And then he has engraved ring. If you want to find the husband or beloved who gave Delia her ring, then speak with the magistrate Severin in Brill. He should have records of her. Okay, I'll get that done. When I get to Undercity next, because I will need to train at level 18. At level 20, we're going to have our Water Totem quest, but I'm not going to do that until we're like level 22 or 23. Especially dependent upon where it has us go. But yeah, guys, I am going to take a break here for today. A little bit of a short one. I do want to stay current on the Shaman, but again, I don't want to push the levels too hard, knowing we are going to get a big experience boost. Thank you for understanding. And thank you for being here and sharing some of your time with me. I really do appreciate all of your continued support. Everybody take care of yourselves out there and take care of each other. And we will see you back here again really soon. Bye now.